Hey, what's up guys? So, as most of you know, the Vibe Shearwater 125 was released yesterday. I got to headquarters about 9:20-ish in the morning, and they actually opened up doors about 30 minutes early for the people that were there early. They were there until about 3:30 in the morning, getting everything ready, I think for the people that are picking up the same day. And for more orders that are going out. So despite the crowd being there, the turnaround time for getting in and out of the door was actually pretty quick. I think it took me probably about 20-ish minutes maybe, but they were there putting the handle on where you wanted, installing everything, so you didn't have to do it when you got home. You can just go straight to the lake. Unfortunately, the weather was actually pretty crappy after we left the headquarters. We had a storm blow through over here in Georgia. So right now, I've got the Vibe in the back, and I am on the way to the lake a little bit later than I wanted to this morning. The Shearwaters in person look amazing. Way better than they do in pictures. The colors are a little bit lighter than they are in the pictures, which is why I'm actually kind of glad I did not get the Raven edition like I originally ordered. It looks a little bit lighter than what is showing on the brochure and online. I did go with the Tsunami Red since that was the last one available that was close to me. So one thing I am testing out right now is the side rod holders while I'm driving. I've got 4 rods laying down in them, and I've got the bungee cord strapped over and hooked up. I want to see how well that holds up. I know it's really not meant for driving, but I've got 4 rods in there, so just going to see, what happens when I get to my destination, see if it's still there or not. The Shearwater is actually my first new kayak I have ever owned. I just recently started kayak fishing. The one I have right now is a Heritage Osprey 129, which is very stout and stable. So I'm hoping that the Shearwater is even more stable and lives up to its name and everything that's been hyped up to be. Before I get on the highway up here and head to my destination, I'm going to pull over real quick and double check on the Shearwater and the rods that I have back there, just to see and make sure everything is still secure. And I will let you guys see real quick what I'm talking about. Alright. So, they are strapped in still. Everything's hooked up fine. Okay, we'll go like that. Also, before we start this video, just a heads up, I'm not a famous YouTuber. I don't do reviews. A lot of people were asking for reviews, so I just went out of my way and made one. There's gonna be a lot of iffy and choppy stuff in here that probably shouldn't be, but I did what I could. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys have any questions, just ask me. I'll be more than happy to come over here and take some pictures, measurements, or anything like that. Other than that, let's go ahead and put this seat on. So we got 4 positions. I haven't really messed with them all, but so far I'm going to run it down the one where it's kind of leaning. I do like the fact that you can slide this whole entire seat system up forward as far as you need to, or back as far as you need to. So I've already been out on the lake this morning. I pulled up on someone's dock. They're allowing me to sit up here and go over the Shearwater for you guys. I'm going to answer a few questions from front to back. Let's start with the pedal system. So the pedals that are coming on the Shearwaters right now are not the final set. The final set has not arrived yet, I guess, in the United States. So once they arrive, they're going to be shipped out to each individual that has purchased a Shearwater. With that being said, they work great. These work wonderful. I think they come on some of the other model Vibes. I don't know. This is my first Vibe I've ever bought and first new kayak that I have ever purchased. So with that being said, I don't know too much about these, but they do work great with turning the rudder and everything. Let's go ahead and move to the handle assembly. Let's go ahead and talk about the handle for steering the rudder. It does not come with the kayak itself. It is an extra accessory you do have to purchase. I do suggest purchasing this if you do have a pedal drive. If you're just paddling, I mean, you can use a foot. The foot control's perfectly fine. But if you're trying to pedal and steer at the same time, you don't have a hand, a hand turn, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Now, with that said, I want to bring the camera a little bit closer because I see a lot of this happening. So, they're coming loose. They're not being tightened up while they're being made, and I think it's just from them staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning pushing these out, which is no problem. I mean, it's a 2-minute fix, literally probably less than that. So if yours comes like this, all you have to do, just keep it straight or straighten it up, put it on track, the cable's on track, and in the back, the 2 inner cables are going to be the ones that you need to tighten up. That's going to pull the slack out of it. So I'm going to grab this one right here, this one right here. I'm going to pinch them, and it just pulled all that slack out of there. So it's only 2 screws on the back of the rudder. What you're going to have to do is unscrew this, pull this a little bit tighter, leave it straight, pull it tighter to where you need it, tighten it back down. Same for the other side. And what that is going to do is going to tighten up your rudder control. You'll probably have a lot better steering. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the seat. I absolutely love this. Probably one of my top 3 features on this, the slide control. I love how you can actually adjust the positioning of your seat by sliding. It goes all the way forward, all the way back. The seat itself has I think it's 4 positionings. I have only used 1. Let's go ahead and grab this and throw it on there. For pedaling, I like the position where you're kind of sitting back. You are relaxing. So the seat's down in there. Push, push, and they said that these were shrimp clips. So far, they do seem to be, holding pretty good. In my honest opinion, these do feel a little flimsy. I don't know if later on there might be any upgrades to these or aftermarket parts, but as of now, they've worked fine for me. The pull-out drawer is awesome. I wish every single kayak had this. I did buy the mesh net to keep whatever in here safe. All right, next subject we're going to touch is going to be the storage in the back. And I tell you what, this thing has a lot of storage. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this crate that I made. It butts right up into the corner, perfectly fine. In the back, if you don't have rod holders in the back, you have probably another foot in length, and probably about almost 2 foot in width extra. I see a lot of people who actually bought the Vibe cooler, and that seems to be fitting, I think, pretty much snug in there. I don't know too much about that. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and talk about the rod holders in the back. These are amazing. They were set up so perfect to where they're just at the right angle to where none of your rods will touch. So if you have, just I mean, a bait hanging or whatever, a lure hanging there, and you don't have too much slack in it, it's going to be no problem. Versus on the other kayaks that I've had, they have them so close together that even just sitting like this, tied up, I mean, they still snag. They would snag just like that. While we're on the topic of the rod holders, the side rod holders are awesome. Now, you'll see in the video that I was testing them out probably how I should not have. I was driving down the road with my reels in there, and they held, I mean, perfect. They held wonderful. So let me go ahead and put these in here, strap them down. So they have a strap right here that goes over. Strap them in place. They will not go anywhere. They're out of the way. They tuck in up here under this pad. That was, I mean, that's an amazing feature to me. That works perfect. I mean, you can put your rod there. You can throw your paddle inside and still out of the way. I prefer putting the paddle on the other side where the handle's not there. But that's just, my personal opinion. But like I said, yeah, the rod holders and accessories for the rods are top notch. One of my favorite features on this boat. All right, so next we're gonna go over the drive pod. So I've got with me a Hobie Mirage Drive 180 with the turbo fins. I'm gonna set it down in there. Note, while you do set this down in there, you may have trouble locking this into place. You have to make sure this is seated all the way down there. And if you can't get it to clip in still, my way of figuring out how to get it to sit to seat properly is pedal a few times. It just dropped. Then you click, click, and it's locked in place. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift up the kayak so you can see how far under the fins are actually sticking. All right. See, I'd say the fins come out probably about 1.5 feet down below. Drive in general is actually pretty nice. Let's go on about stability. All right, so I got us tied off right now. I'm gonna get on here real quick, like this, and I'm gonna show how stable it is. All right. So with me just standing on like this, I mean, it's pretty stable. I don't think you're gonna ever flip this kayak. It would take an absolute, I mean, a lot of force to flip this. It does come with 2 side perches. It raises you about 6 inches. These are a little sketchy for me. I guess you're gonna have to do it fast. I'm a little bit lighter than most people, but if you do it fast, you got no problem. I personally did not get the perch. I don't do a lot of sight fishing. I don't think that I would need to see into the daggum next county. So with that being said, I think that the perch would still be a little bit easier to step on than the side steps. Now, as for mobility, walking around on this, I can walk on it, no problem. I don't feel like I'm going to go anywhere. I don't feel like I'm going to fall out. They did an absolute great job in general on this. I feel more secure on this than I do my Heritage Osprey 129. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back out a little bit, and I'm going to get in and I'm going to paddle and then pedal and let you guys see the difference between the two. Alright, so we got a little bit of wind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paddle first. So I'm going to pull up the Mirage Drive so I've got no drag. And I'm going to show you guys what it is like to paddle. way to the right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw the 180 drive in. We're going right. I'm barely pedaling. Barely 84, barely 84. I'm going to go ahead and do a big turn. Straighten up, put it in reverse. Back into forward. Come into you guys. Boom. Alright, so now that we're done with most of the specs on here, I want to have my helper jump in here and do a little bit of fishing, and she'll sit up front and do a little bit of recording and let you see how stable it is while you guys are casting. And all right, so I'm going to go over the stability while standing and fishing. I was doing it earlier, no problem whatsoever. Casting had no issues with anything like that. Getting up out of this chair, no problem whatsoever. But then again, I mean, I'm a little bit lighter guy. I weigh what, 170-ish. I can just stand straight up. Some of you guys might prefer the actual leash that hooks up to the front right there. But I mean, for myself, I can just stand straight up. Let's see. I can stand sideways, backwards. No problem. So casting's no issue. We do have some wind going on right now as well, and I'm not having any problem while standing. All right. Ah! Look at this hog. Oh my god.
Get on the boat, mister.
Look at this freaking hog.
You caught him on your first
fish on the Shearwater.
First fish on your first throw.
Look at this freaking pig. Wow. What a fish. Look at this thing. First one. First cast on the freaking Shearwater. Massive. Woo. I did not bring my scale with me today too. I am upset. Alright, let's go and let her go. Wow. What a freaking hog.
That one.
There we go. Get some one right here. There we go. We're actually biting today. Fluke. Swallowed up. Come on now. Come on, Fred. Be nice. It's not bad. Alright guys. So I am done for the day. My final thoughts on the Vibe Shearwater is it is amazing. This being my first pedal drive, I'm hooked. I don't think I can ever go back to a pedal ever again. So this thing cuts through water like a hot knife through butter. I am so freaking amazed at how well this is built. All the accessories on this to make this. I know pretty much the goal was to make a kayak that will do as much or even more as like the $3,000 and $4,000 range kayaks, and I think that Vibe in general has succeeded that in many ways. My favorite part about this, I still want to say it's the rod holders and the seat.